Brilliance Audio presents The Summer of New Beginnings, a Magnolia Grove novel by Bette Lee Crosby, performed by Shannon McManus and Eric G. Dove. Lila always said Meghan was born with words already forming in her head. When Meghan was barely 11 years old, she used her allowance to buy a black and white composition book. On the first page, she wrote, "The Private Thoughts of Meghan Briggs," in loopy handwriting, and used a smiley face to dot the I in her name. Then she drew a flowery border around the words, turned to the second page, and began scribbling thoughts about her desire to have summer sandals the color of a daffodil, and how she was drawn to a boy named Marcus. Before the notebook was filled, Meghan knew exactly what she wanted to do with her life. She wanted to be a writer, a journalist, or novelist, perhaps. When she announced this intention, Lila saw the determination in her daughter's face and gave a proud smile. "You surely are like your daddy." In Meghan's senior year of high school, she applied to the Grady College of Journalism at the University of Georgia in Athens and was accepted. That winter, she filled 2 notebooks with thoughts of going off to Athens and following in the footsteps of Mr. Henry W. Grady himself. On graduation day, as she walked across the stage to receive her diploma, she glanced out at the audience and smiled. They were all there, all the people she loved, her daddy, wearing a smile that stretched the full width of his face, and her mama, sitting proudly beside him. On his other side, her older sister Tracy was looking down at her cupped hands, probably texting Dominic, her boyfriend of the day. The early morning forecast had threatened rain, but a gentle breeze pushed the clouds aside. By 10 o'clock, the sky was a blanket of blue with sunlight dappling the grass. When they gathered for photographs after the ceremony, Meghan was all smiles. 2 days later, everything changed. The storm that had threatened for days finally rolled through and soaked the ground. The temperature rose to 97 that afternoon, and the air turned so muggy you had to work at breathing. Meghan and her daddy were sitting on the front porch, lazily pushing back and forth in the swing. "You excited about leaving?" he asked. "I sure am." Of course Meghan was ready. She'd been ready for a long time. Before the end of her junior year, she had recommendation letters from 3 teachers, her soccer coach, and the pastor at Good Shepherd Church. Her dream had become a reality when she'd been accepted to the Grady College of Journalism, and now, in 7 short weeks, she would be leaving for Athens. George Briggs reached across and took his daughter's hand in his. "I'm awfully proud of you," he said, "but I'm going to miss having my little helper." "I'm not gone yet," she replied. "I can help out until the middle of August. Maybe by then you can get somebody." 5 years earlier, when George had had his first heart attack, he'd resigned his job as a stockbroker and bought the Snip and Save magazine. He'd viewed owning it as a less stressful way to make a living. In the beginning, it was a simple thing to produce the weekly 8-page booklet, with front-to-back coupons for savings on everything from a car to a package of toilet paper. But in 5 years, George's keen business acumen couldn't help shining through, and had caused the magazine to grow to the point where it was now 48 pages, and at times went as high as 64. The room that was once a den was now the office of the Snip and Save. It was in the rear of the house, behind the dining room. There was space for 2 desks, but little else. Finding a person to work in such an environment was rather unlikely.